You asked for it. We're here to deliver. Ottoman picks from one of the best Ottoman players in the game. It's Anatant going up against Kilyadi's House of Lancaster. You want me to rate his English? How about we rate his Lancaster instead? A worse civ than English for this play. Oh boy. Yeah, so this is a bit of a tricky one. House of Lancaster on this map, with the new developing meta, may even be worse than they actually are everywhere else. It's tricky, guys. With this map, you have to play into the merchant camps and the wolf dens. At least with the current meta people are trending. Most people are not willing to ignore this detail. Because the merchant camps are going to generate a villager worth gathering per minute once captured. The wolf dens are going to give you a huge slug of gold in your pocket. And the whole logic is actually meant to be by building these spears and go after these dens, on its own it wouldn't be worth it, per se. It's the fact that you get map control and you can get 2 villagers worth of gathering. Because if your opponent isn't building spears, he can't defend his own. That's a huge difference so early on in the game. Which is why, at the pro level, most players are immediately looking to open with racks. Yeah, and Lancaster's just worse off than English, because Lancaster will get their hands on the men-at-arms as an option. Adds a lot more chunkiness into their formation. But Lancaster doesn't have early men-at-arms. Their men-at-arms don't come out until castle. What's the build of Kilyadi? It's becoming pretty standard. Use the villager to finish the capture on the merchant camp until the first spearman's ready. Sometimes you do this. Like, the difference, I think Kilyadi, where the slip-up was, he built the house here instead. Normally, what you want to do is build the house here. This is just vicious. We saw it first from Mio, and everyone is following suit swiftly. Because the meta about 3 or 4 days ago was to rush the wolf dens, we're already seeing an evolution to counter that strategy. Instead of rushing the wolf den, what some players have started doing is rushing the merchant camp. It's bloody smart, because also, with the pressure coming the racks, it means your opponent can only ever go for 1 wolf den before coming home. Like, realistically, if Kilyadi goes for 2, he's going to lose the racks. And he'll lose the merchant camps. Yeah, and trade-off here is you're missing out on 45 resources. Your opponent's now gathering an extra 45. Let's say you only lose out on a minute worth, but then you kill the den. Well, that's a 90 resource exchange for a 150, but then you can't get the merchant camps back at all because you can't produce spears. So you start to see why this new rotation into the merchant camps is so good. Meanwhile, we do have the scout nearby. Remember, you can actually yoink away here. It's not about who puts more damage on the wolf den. It's about who hits it to make it burn. You see, Kilyadi is paranoid about it as well. Does have the Lancaster castle coming in, so pretty standard stuff so far. We've seen him do this plenty of times on this map. Can the scout get in? No, just a little bit too late. Good idea there by Alan. Needed to be about a second and a half sooner. But he took out the racks. And also, the merchant camps have been ticking long enough that I don't think he's unhappy with this play. Minaret Madras was going to be in the way. So, this matchup, I actually think on this map, Lancaster can probably feel quite comfortable with the mana spam, but Ottomans is an interesting civ. They're not that great at the ram all in, but they're very good at the aggro play. So usually, as Lancaster, I think you'd be better off here if you don't engage until your mana play is online. Hot take, mana's are only busted because of the defensive landmark. That's not really a hot take. Like, Lancaster Castle at the heart is literally the entire cause of Lancaster feeling OP. If you took Lancaster Castle away, not many people would have complained about Lancaster as an OP civ. They would have complained that manas are dumb, which is fair. I think they're a silly mechanic. They're not really in the spirit of participation. Right? Like, what manas do is something you'd expect out of a single-player game, not out of a competitive multiplayer game. Good D-shove. A little bit scrambled at the end, but he's going to spread it wide, so no goodies for Kilyadi. It'd be nice to have a little POI UI. Bro, chill. We just, like... It's been 3 years and we just got Imperial Council added to the overlay. Let's pace ourselves a little here. You may be expecting a bit much from them. Manners are very fun and interactive. What? Because you select a unit and then you press W and D? Yo, wait. That's like a secret trick. You have to press W and then D? Weapons of mass destruction? Figured it out. Oh, wait. We're missing the M. Spears. Oh! And it's hand. That is a nuts dive. He actually got both of them. He's faster as well, so he'll finish off a second villager. That was vile. Killed by your own Manor. What a sick play by Anno. Barely cost him anything in return as well. Like, getting 2 worker kills, a huge edge here. We do have the Imam points. So you can come back and fight these spearmen, win easily. I mean, he can win easily anyway, guys. Like, one of the players has got hardened, the other has not. Yeah, you can see what Anna's trying to do. He's trying to buy time. Imams are on the way. I think maybe he didn't want to reveal the play, but he'll have to if he wants to stop these spears. It's also annoying because when people are torching you, try to distract them, sometimes they hold their torch. So melee's basically turned to ranged units. Villager being pulled? No. Okay, so maybe... I think now you bring a villager out. It's worth saving the house. The Imam boys here, though, like, there's no kills to be had. So Kiliadi is going to lose all spearmen. Mana spam is not swift here. He's only got 1. In fact, wait, what happened here? He got the tech for more manas, and he doesn't even have 3 yet. Why do people build near this? So this is because of the timing. If you bring a villager out here and build a racks and a house, you'll have barely any downtime before the merchant camps is captured. And most importantly, a house is going to take you 15 seconds. A spearman takes 15 seconds to produce. So if you drop a racks and then produce a spear straight away, by the time the house completes and the villager starts walking back, the spearman will take over the capture. So it's very important for getting the merchant camp time. If you just built a racks and left, you'd be a lot less efficient. Because you're already keeping a villager standing here to build the racks for 30 seconds. Okay, so what's Anno's mindset here? It has to be Rams, right? I'm not really seeing what the value point is. I guess you could just dive him. Needs to be careful. I don't think he was expecting Yeoman this early. What is he missing? He's missing a meta. So once he has the meta, he can dive with complete prejudice. And also, Kiliadi really needs a Rax. Because Sipahi, they have got the undermesh. They'll get the extra ranged armor on top of that. Hold on a sec. We have a dive in. Fortitude gets activated because remember, there's no melee units here. And are you kidding me? He actually gets away with... No, there we go. One goes down. Other able to escape. Barely. Imams are going to come for the heal. Sends in the other Sipahi. Ottomans genuinely feels like the most high skill ceiling execution civ in the game in the first 10-15 minutes. Because of this vizier point interaction, the early imams, the meta, the positioning, the comps, there's a lot going on with this civ actually. It's not just build military schools and play Imperial like it once was. I honestly like it. I wish more civs had this level of strategic depth for micro interaction in the early game. There's a lot of civs that it just turns into kind of like an A-click blob. And it's more about your macro and your composition. But the cool thing with Ottomans, they have a lot of choices with their vizier point, in theory early on anyway. And a lot of opportunity to express themselves. So Archer's a bit ambitious with the dive there. Maybe not needed alongside the Sipahi. Tech up is following soon, by the way. So Anno, you can kind of see this was the idea by the fact he wasn't building Rams yet. It's not about an all-in. He's just trying to slow Kiliadi down while he gets an edge elsewhere. And those edges come through multiple things. So one thing is Sipahi are never at risk of using Fortitude here because your villagers don't have shivs. If they had shivs, using Fortitude is dangerous. Without that, you just get to keep diving. And Even though there's all these manners, he doesn't really care. Because of the meta. Yeah, the mana damage is being reduced by 50%. Yeoman damage being reduced by 80%. And the relics available on the map may be about to be reduced by 40% as well. Remember, with the double Imam, he's already in position to take risky relics away. Oh, hello. He was left with the Ronins. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so that's quite interesting. That is going to be annoying on the deer gathering, actually. Meanwhile, meta. Whoa, boy. Oh, that was beautifully done. However, Sipahi get thrown away for this. I guess at this point, he's like, screw it. I don't really want them anymore. But now your tech up is pretty obvious. Like, why else would you throw Sipahi in like that? Why wouldn't there be more Sipahi? Think about how many Sipahi Anatan would have if he wasn't aging. And by the way, I think he played this right. Because if he scaled more Sipahi, they get less valuable the more you build. Because you're fighting into base. Daddy, maybe feeling a bit ambitious for this dive out. Spears are going to get thrown away, but I don't think he wants them right now. We have got more Sipahi getting queued up, though. Yeah, to like come back to the Sipahi point, the reason why more is bad, guys... And, oof, that's a bit awkward, the meta. The reason why more is bad, if I dive you here, and you run into this choke point, 2 Sipahi are going to attack. Maybe 2 more run around the side. Then maybe 2 more run around the other side. Okay, so if we have, like, this kind of crisscross area, and I can only get 8 Sipahi attacking maximum, there's no point in having 20. Relic. Whoopsie. Anasand. Oh, that was a slip up. Yeah, if he walked straight away, this just would have been home and safe. Unfortunately, Kilyadi now has a camp point. Anno's going to have to engage, but he is waiting for veterancy. Smartly done. No walls up is a big deal here. Kilyadi needs damage, and it's going to come in a big way. Check this. He's got Demilancers as well. Spearman being queued up. Sipahi need to intercept. Veterancy still 10 seconds away, though. Not going to engage. Demilancers go for the charge through. The upgrade is still not in for the Horseman yet. Taking in a few seconds, but Demilancers absorbing a lot of blows here. Yeoman hiding behind them. Spears are starting to arrive. Right now, what you want to be seeing is the Yeoman taking out the archers. Now the Spears do arrive, and Anatan, man, this game just got so discombobulated for him. He played this so well up to a point. I think some details were missing. The Sipahi throwaway maybe a bit premature. The Relic pullback a little bit lacking on the timing. Kilyadi just finding that infamous timing with the Demilancers. It is such a ridiculously powerful tool. So, you know, the way I think of that Demilancer play... It's... Imagine if the Janissary point for Ottomans was good. That's the easiest way to summarize it. It's not that Janissary company is bad, it's that it's super situational. It requires you to scale military schools, which people aren't doing as frequently anymore. And then it requires your opponent to dive you. The difference with the Demilancer play, you always are building manners, so it's just there. When your opponent dives you, it's useful. When your opponent doesn't dive you, it's useful. This play consistently turns L's into W's for Lancaster. I think if you took this element away, this Civ would be bottom 4 or 5. Because the current build just wouldn't work. Nor will this Relic pull. Pretty much gets it home, though. And we do have Sipahi now diving in the back of the base with the extra ranged armor. Hard to deal with. Activates the Fortitude. Oh, Kilyadi. This is painful. Wheelbarrow wasn't in yet, so you can see how quickly he just claims a few souls. Marches away just in the nick of time. Not just that. Check the amount of Sipahi now on the front line. Mango's going to be protected here. Orilla, the Spearman's a problem. Uh-oh. These spears, they are Billman as well. So yeoman damage is adding up a lot. Demilancers get thrown away though. However, the yeoman count is getting absurd. God damn. Sipahi, they rule the day in the end, so they will clean up the aggro force, but there's a second wave on the way. Yeah, Kilyadi, he was thinking about teching, but the moment that happened, well, full reinvest comes in here. Lancaster Castle should be a castle landmark. I think if it's a castle landmark, it would just be bad. I think the concept just needs to be completely reworked. I also think Lancaster needs a full rethink on a lot of their landmarks. I get that the House Unified is really circulated around the idea of having castles, so maybe they should have one keep landmark, but they technically have 3. Even if you don't consider Lancaster Castle to be one, Berkshire and White Tower to me is just very boring from a design standpoint. They made it more interesting in the English versions, but I've never been a big fan of defensive landmarks. I think they should be very rare and few and far between. So Kilyadi is still an age behind. That does need to be solved soon. We've got Springers coming out, which is the golden solution to this Spearman mass. Yeah, Sipahi Springle is actually not a bad idea. Because it forces the Spearman to defend instead of, like, diving. You're basically relying on Yeoman to try and take out the siege. Love this switch by Kilyadi. Hate the Aegis being done in. We've got Hobblars. Hobblars against Sipahi. I've seen how bad Hobblars look against Ghazi. I didn't think I needed to see how bad they looked against an even better horseman. I think we do have more relics coming in. Yeah, so third one being picked up and back. There's still 2 up for grabs here. Very difficult to attain right now. Perhaps the levy units lost HP like gremlins. The difference with gremlins is they're not a one-off. You keep getting them. The Demilancers are a one-off. Is Spy really better than Ghazi? Yeah. They have more health, more base damage, better like utility with the attack speed increase. The only thing like they cost more and they have worse move speed. So like Ghazi are usually better than Sipahi because the way you can scale them quicker is the idea. Actually, funnily enough, guys, at the absolute highest level, if you have the Ottoman player perfectly executing and Delhi player perfectly executing, Ottoman should have a slight edge. Because the thing is, like, let's say you build Ghazi and Spears. Well, all those units have to get melee range. Sipahi don't. They're technically a long melee range. So the reason that's really good is, let's say this full army engages. Well, in the current formation, only 7 Sipahi would strike straight away. Or 7 horsemen, rather. With Sipahi, 14 Sipahi can strike almost immediately. It's a very big difference. I thought Ghazi's extra damage versus heavy makes them more flexible. Think about the points in the game where you're going to build them. Early on, like, there's not that many heavy units that come to mind. And later on, I think just having a horseman be better at his horseman duties is better than having versatility. Because then, like, in the late game, do you really want a jack of all trades, or would you rather have a master? Speaking of the mastery, Kilyadi gets found! And the Hobblars get revealed. Oh, no. This is early. I don't think this is the timing Kilyadi in mind, but if he can surround, if he goes past him. Yeah, and you see, that's why Anatan keeps turning around for the A-clicks and the retreat. He knows what he's trying to do here. He doesn't want to get sandwiched. So keeps the distance, stays alive. That is crazy. Hobbs to abandon Feudal. I think Hobblar's duty in Feudal is to be a throwaway unit to catch something. Their goal is to get in the way of a retreat. I think that's the only real purpose they serve. That and interception. Because you can have so many of them, they should be very good at intercepting. But yeah, just not really a straight-up fighty unit. its utility in the fight. After all that damage done, Kilyadi starting to feel a little bit stung by this. I mean, the mana count is only at 6. Didn't go up to the 9. And the relic problem's becoming big here. He's going to go in for the dive. Army needs to react fast. It's not in position to do so. Instead, he summons the Ronin, but it's Billman tech, so they're not going to do very well here. The Sapai, however, are going to reign supreme. 5 villages down. The base to be dove. Kilyadi, he's in feudal age at 91 military. What is going on? And he finds the 2 TC in the corner. Anatan was being greedy. Can he do enough here? The worker kill count. Look at the escalation. Hobolars. There's so many of them. They should be able to block the retreat here. The villagers are not safe. And here he comes for the sandwich. Gets in the way. Needs to attack right now. He's not attacking. What's going on? Kiljadi wasn't looking. Yeomen start to catch up now. Worker count neck and neck. We have a dive into the base. The Sapai did not come home to defend. They wait for blood. This is getting ridiculous. What is happening? Yeomen are camping on the backside safely. Villagers are also in trouble now. Still a handful of Hobolars. Oh my lord. This damage being done. And somehow, behind all this, Kilyadi finds the resources for White Tower. This is crazy. Men at Arms now added in. Janissary pull point as well from Anatan, so feeling the pressure. Wait, did he pull point? Yeah, he did. He maxed the military scores. The White Tower is being built in the center of the map. Wait, is Kilyadi going for a keep drop strat? Oh, that's sick. I haven't seen anyone try this yet. Guys, there's a reason why a keep drop strat is quite intriguing here. The House Unified. So, when you build castles as Lancaster, you get plus damage onto your unique units, your melee unique units, your Demilancers and your Earl's Guard. That +1 affects both the dagger and the Warhammer. So if his strategy here is to keep crawl to the enemy base, build siege and build men at arms, it's actually pretty strong. I don't know if he's got the economy of the time. I mean, Anna's going to be at 5 relics, 2 TC with military schools. It's definitely an uphill battle. But hey, at least he's got manners. Damn, that was sick. Honestly, I'm so happy we're getting more games where players do that, by the way. Instead of just playing into a fight where it's maybe kind of more obvious who would win or lose on equal micro, I feel like we're seeing a lot more players go for base trades or eco trades. It makes the game so much more compelling. It's a lot smarter. And wait, is he doing... Wait, is this about Trebs? Or is this for archers to have the same range as yeomen? I can't figure out if this is about the Trebs. I think this is about the Trebs. But it also would work for the yeomen, so your archers have the same range. Oh my god, that is actually so Gigabrain. Door to climb up? Nah, we're not playing Stronghold. You can't build like a stairway to the cliff. You Stronghold gamers know you can do that. If you build like a wall at the top of a mountain and at the bottom, you can build stairs all the way down. So sprung shots are coming out to clear these boys. And now we have the dive. I think this is for the Trebs. Just build a gate. Wait, why is he not building a gate? I'm being scammed right now. Stone Tower? You could, actually. It just wouldn't be worth it. You're not really hitting anything, per se. Can be diving now. Janissary Archers. Not much burn power, so he needs to find bio units to kill. I do believe Kilyadi's... Oh, yeah, he's dead. He calls it. GG comes out. What a wild game here. Sick swing, sick turnaround by Anatan to take control again, once again, and show you just how good Ottomans can be on this map. Let me know what you think about this game, guys. This is crazy. I love to see more of Ottomans coming back in the meta, but Also, though, dynamics between these two. That base race to kill economy was one of the best ones I've seen in a long time.